Hello! KP Games here, and recently I have been learning some Godot. Now, I have interacted with Godot before, with my game Brickshaker, but I will be honest though, the code in that game was good enough to serve on a plate of spaghetti and meatballs. So, I wanted to use this video to talk a little bit about what's happening with me now, because there's been a few changes. So to start with, I'm actually doing a master's degree in indie game development. And this is to really try and rekindle my love for game development and push me to work harder on certain projects. Now, when it comes to Godot, I haven't really made a fully fledged game yet, but I have started to learn some new things. So what I want to do is get into that a little bit. One other slightly big change is I've got a brand new mic, which glows. Not that that matters too much to me because, well, I'm colourblind. Quick recap of what I learned about Godot when making Brickshaker. In Godot, instead of components, you use nodes, and these nodes are put together to create scenes. Scenes can be used very much like prefabs, where you can instantiate them to spawn things in, like projectiles or enemies, but are also used to make levels. The other big thing I used making Brickshaker are signals, which allow scripts to listen to other scripts. Now, when it comes to signals, I feel like in Brickshaker I just ended up turning absolutely everything into a signal, and this became really difficult to manage after a while. So, a big part of this transition from Unity to other engines, in this case Godot, all I wanted to do was learn how I could achieve similar things, like inheritance, for example, particle effects, lighting, everything, absolutely everything I knew. So, where do we start then? Well, I decided to get a few courses on Godot, and have a look through some YouTube tutorials. So, what have I managed to make and learn through these? So far, I have managed to create a turn-based battle system, where I learned how to use things like resources and some basic UI features. And I also made an RTS battle system, which helped me learn how to implement some pathfinding AI, as well as clicking on units. Those two projects were very helpful, but they were made with the aid of courses, so I then thought I would try to make something myself. I decided to make a tactical RPG system, similar to the likes of XCOM and Fire Emblem, where you have to select units on a grid. Now, I did manage it, but it was pretty tricky. I don't know if it's because I'm still a bit Unity-brained about everything, but things like clicking on a unit just ended up being really tricky. However, this little mini project did end up being really useful, because now I've got a better grasp on tile maps and how I can use them in games as well. Now with that, I'm going to leave the video here. That's before it gets a bit too technical and a bit too dry for everyone's taste. But I hope I've given you a bit of an insight on what's happening with Godot, and hopefully in a couple weeks I want to start working on a prototype for some sort of game. Don't know what yet, we're going to find out. So hopefully in a couple weeks I should be able to start working on a new video and get some actual exciting content out for you guys. So I hope you guys look forward to that, and I'll see you very soon. Goodbye.